Hey, what's up guys and welcome back. First of all, if you would like to support me and the channel, my PayPal will be in the description, so thank you very much. So, I'm back with a brand new movie for you guys to enjoy. Perhaps two of the most competitive, as it's always been a epidemic of who is the strongest. But today, we're going to be merging the strongest power currently from, well, Luffy in One Piece, Gear 5. Let us take it and give it to Naruto, guys. So yeah, what if Naruto had Gear 5 the movie? If you enjoyed this and you want to see more, guys, let's go ahead and demolish that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. So yeah, without further ado or wasting more time, how about we jump right into this? Let's go now, guys. So our story begins on the bridge at the land of Wave, where one action is going to change everything. One action will awake a new power that shouldn't have existed in this world. Haku assaulted Naruto with the needles. Yes, Haku decided that he had to take the both of them down. Sasuke jumped in the way to protect Naruto. Naruto was going to lose it, but Haku needles hit him all in his chakra point. As Haku did not use the standard needles, it was his own ice needles that he created, his chakra still a part of them. Hitting Naruto in the neck and the arms, it was meant to paralyze him, to take him out of the fight. Haku believed it was over, that it was done. However, something unusual started to happen. The sound. It wasn't only Haku that could hear it. Sakura looked around, believing they were being surrounded. Tazuna looked around confused. Kakashi and Zabuza blinked, trying to understand where that sound was coming from. As they tried to pinpoint it, unfortunately, they could not, because the sound was all-encompassing and spreading. It was coming from everywhere at once. However, inside of the ice prison, Haku was able to observe the true source of the sound. There he lay on the ground, as white smoke started to erupt from his body. It was Naruto. His body started to twitch. You could hear his heart beat. You could hear the sound of a drum playing, beating louder and louder and louder and louder, until his hair started to change from the glowing blonde into white, gaining more of a bubbly friction about it as it flew in the air. Suddenly, all the senbons flew out of him. Haku was stunned by that. This should be impossible, he questioned. When Naruto slowly rose up to his feet, not even using his hands, he staggered to the left, then he staggered to the right. He lifted his head back and opened his eyes, as there was a big smile on his face. He couldn't explain it, but Naruto felt just so happy. His eyes opened with a pulsating force that cracked the mirrors around him. The very air itself trembled. The ground, which was the bridge, became rubber as Naruto bounced on it from left to right as he collapsed on his back. His laughter sprang through the entire place, being heard by everyone. He flipped to his feet as he looked over towards Sasuke. His hands extended and grabbed Sasuke and pulled him towards him. That is when Naruto suddenly puckered up as he gave the Uchiha mouth to mouth. As Naruto exhaled a massive breath, Sasuke's entire body bulged up like a balloon. Every single senbon flew out of him, including the one in his neck. Sasuke blinked as he opened his eyes. Naruto was holding him. He was confused. He was so tired as well, barely able to move. Naruto's smile was wide. "Don't worry," he said. "I'll handle the rest of it." Naruto spun around. Before his top half shot outwards, Sasuke noticed that his stomach area was so twisted. He was like a twister. His head smashed right through the glass. It was the ice mirror. His head smashed through it, something that Sasuke Fireball could not even destroy. His upper half found chakra, as his body had extended far beyond the natural human limit. "Hi there, Sakura," he said with a smile. Naruto?" He placed Sasuke down. "He's injured. Keep him safe, okay?" His body then pulled back together as he shrunk into a small baby for a second, realizing that his snapback made him much smaller than he wanted. He reached and placed his hand in his mouth, a thumb, and blew until he blew himself back out. "That's more like it," he said. Haku spoke confused. "What have you become?" Boom! Naruto's fist shattered the ice mirror. Not just one, but several. A single blow was able to shatter several of his ice mirrors. Haku was able to move to another one though. Shock. This speed, it makes no... Naruto spun around, his arm spinning as well, seeing that it extended from his body and shattered all the mirrors at the top. Both of his arms were now extended outwards. Haku used the opportunity, landing and dashing towards him. "It's over," he said. He had to take him down. For his master's sake, you could feel the exact moment when Haku, killer intent activated. He hated the kill, but he has to kill right now to ensure that his master mission was a success. He has to. He dashed in with the sole effort to end the life of Naruto Uzumaki before things got worse. However, what Haku did not know was this power, known as Gear 5, an ancient, incredible power by itself. It was a power that everyone should fear. There was no doubt about that. As Gear 5 gave Naruto rubbery physique. Yes, his physique was rubbery right now. And also toon-like physique powers. And freedom from logic as well. And imagination-based effects. However, if it was just Gear 5 alone, he would be powerful, but it wasn't just Gear 5 alone. Naruto had chakra. And chakra was a living manifestation of everything in this world. With enough control, with enough refined chakra, one could do things that should be physically impossible. So imagine what would happen when Gear 5 and chakra combine together. As Gear 5 is supercharged, it also broke all the limits on what chakra is. As Naruto's imagination broke his own body limit chakra. Not in terms of an unlimited source, but in terms of the raw creation of what it truly was. The aspect of yin and yang, the aspect of spiritual and physical as well. After all, chakra gave one the ability to turn tangible effects, using via shape transformation and nature manipulation, including sage arts as well. Thus when Haku came in, trying to paralyze him so that he could end this quickly, he didn't expect for Naruto to hold his pants and raise it above his head, therefore lifting his entire body. As Haku went right past him, his feet were still on the ground though. Naruto then pulled his head down and extended his neck so long, allowing his head to look at Haku, a big grin on his face. However, he put his foot forward and ended up tangling himself, only to collapse in a heaping ball. Haku blinked as his entire body was tangled. His arm was up in the air, the other one was down. One of his legs was sticking out, and one of his other ones was pointing down towards the bridge, while his head was on the ground. Haku started to throw senbons, trying to hit him, but Naruto's body simply took them, when suddenly he bulged and shot them back out. Haku had to twist and dodge, dodging his own senbons. Naruto suddenly boomed himself back out, returning back to normal as he bounced on his heel before he collapsed and started to laugh. The sensation was overwhelming. He was excited, he was happy. Haku was studying him very carefully, waiting on the right precise moment because this was definitely not normal in the slightest. He had no idea what this was, but this power is truly crazy. The remaining mirrors were just sapping his chakra as he was about to release them when Naruto suddenly gazed towards them. "My turn," he said. Naruto threw both of his fists outwards. They extended beyond the human logic and went through the mirrors. Now that caught Haku off guard. No one could use his mirrors except for... Haku was shocked when Naruto's fists emerged from every single mirror. So there was around 15 fists now raining towards him. He tried his best to dodge all of them, but... well, he was bombarded. When the first one smashed in his face, obliterating his mask, another. The final two crashed into his stomach, causing him to leak blood from his mouth. He was done. Fist alone was enough to take Haku out, as Naruto blows, empowered by his superhuman logic that seemed to make no sense. Haku struggled to get back to his feet when Naruto pulled his arms back as the mirrors shattered. Naruto stepped towards him. The ground, the bridge that is, seemed to become rubber itself as Naruto walked, the substance becoming rather soft. The entire area surrounding him was affected by the strange ability that he possessed. Naruto then reached down and tied Haku up. Yes, you heard that right. But he did not use anything, instead he used Haku's own arms. As long as Naruto was there, as long as Naruto hold on to Haku, it seems like his ability passed on like a trait, but not in a way for Haku to use them. Naruto turned Haku into a literal ball and held him in his hand. Haku was struggling to break free. Shock. Why wasn't every single bone in his body broken? It literally made no sense. "I remember you," said Naruto, standing there looking down towards the ball in his hand. "You're the one I met in the forest." "Wait, so Zabuza, he's your precious person. How are you doing this? This shouldn't be possible," Haku said, trying to understand the logic behind what the hell was truly going on. "To tell you the truth, I have no idea," said Naruto. "Let's go for a little stroll, shall we?" The fight up above was stopped completely when Naruto arrived, bouncing on the bridge, as he was spinning Haku on his finger. Zabuza was confused as Haku was yelling, spinning out of control. Naruto? Kakashi said. "Don't worry, Sensei. I got this covered," said Naruto. He ripped out a piece of his hair as he released a cartoon yell of pain. But he smiled a moment later as he started to draw in mid-air. It was the application of chakra to his Gear 5 ability, allowing Naruto to go beyond the impossible, even more than he normally would. Naruto draw extremely fast. He created massive clones that were the size of a 2-story house. He created 3 of them, covering the bridge. He then created a monstrosity that fell into the water. It was so large that it was able to stand up, yes, and it was able to look over the bridge. Zabuza was stunned, shocked, unable to believe what he was seeing. The clone noticed something though and walked away. "Hey, where are you going?" Naruto shouted towards it. He bounced and leaped and landed on its head, still holding on to the ball of Haku in his hand, when he noticed the boat. "Seize them," said Naruto. The massive clone picked up the boat. Gato and his man were shocked and afraid. As he came back, "Why are they here?" Naruto questioned, as the clone brought them closer. "Wait, are you Gato?" Naruto threw his head back and started to laugh, insulting the man about his height over and over as Gato lost it, telling his man to kill this brat. However, they were afraid. Petrified they were, as they were currently being held by a massive clone of this child. They were afraid that he was going to simply squeeze them all out, and they would be gone. So they did not dare to make a move. "Zabuza, kill this brat and I'll increase your pay," shouted Gato, but before Zabuza could do anything, one of the smaller clones grabbed him and held him in mid-air. Both of his arms at his side, he could not do anything, as it held him there. Naruto smiled. "You hungry?" he said. The massive clone opened his mouth and swallowed the ship. Those that were unfortunate to fall off, well, they simply fused into his body becoming a gelatin substance. Gato and the others were frozen inside, unable to move in a thick gelatin substance. Naruto jumped off the thing's head and waved goodbye as it went off into the deeper part of the ocean, sinking itself. Naruto was crying, his tears falling down like ice towards the ground as he watched it leave. "Always proud when you see your children grow up," he said. The scene was confusing to most, as Naruto then started to lose his control over this power. You could see it by his hair returning back to its normal color. Naruto's tongue extended from his mouth, comedically long, when he suddenly collapsed face first, his skin looking pale. Haku's body returned back to normal. Unfortunately though, for Gato and his people, they were already deep within the sea. Because the clone was that big, they were alive due to its body producing oxygen by allowing it to enter the inside with its rather gelatin body. But now, the clone was gone as they submerged into the deep ocean. They submerged. There was no coming back. None at all. Meanwhile, as Naruto reverted back to normal, Haku's body straightened up as Naruto released the hold that he had on him, as the grip that he was holding tied the entire thing together. It was a good thing otherwise. His bones would have perhaps been broken. The group was silent. Everyone was silent. Kakashi Hatake was watching Zabuza very carefully, ready to strike him down at a moment's notice. When all the people arrived, Naruto had inspired Inari. All of them were here to fight for their village, but they will soon be shocked to find out that it was over. Time skip. When Naruto finally came to, remembering what happened. Not everything, but the new power that he had at the moment. It was startling. The feeling was just so exciting, so overwhelming. Kakashi was curious on what the hell happened, as Naruto did not hold anything back. Zabuza and Haku fled, no longer here for a reason. After all, their contract was over because the man that hired them was dead. When the populace find out, they were overjoyed. However, Naruto realized that he sentenced so many people to death. Keep in mind that he was still a child, shinobi or not. Naruto wasn't a big fan of killing people, so this was a lot. In that state where he felt so wonderful, everything felt so easy. They were the enemies and they need to go bye-bye. That was all he was thinking about, but now, Kakashi sat down with him, making him understand that ninjas have to make difficult choices sometime. And because of his choice today, There will be a lot of people out there that would be better off and safe. The team made their way back to their home village. The bridge was named the Great Naruto Bridge. Iniri, being the one to push it, he was the one that saved them all. He was the one that gave him hope to unite them. Returning back, Hiruzen was curious about this new power. However, it was much harder to enter a second time. Good thing they had 6 months before the Chunin exams. The time flew by pretty quickly. In that time frame, Naruto was able to access his chakra enhanced gear 5. It came to him, Naruto did not know why, but in this mode he called himself the Sun God. The Sun God mode. As Naruto has been practicing day in and day out how to enter it easily, how to use the power at his disposal. Whenever he entered said form, his joy was simply overwhelming. Physics, law, did not really make sense to him anymore. The things that he could do was just crazy and ridiculous. Those books that children used to read of cartoons and the loony things that they did, similar to the feats that Naruto could perform in reality. Kakashi Hatake signed his team up for the upcoming Chunin exams. As many was here to see the Uchiha, yes, Sasuke was a very big participant in the upcoming exams. He was the last Uchiha within the village. Sasuke has been watching Naruto constantly due to Naruto's growing, alarming power. However, it seems like the Gear 5 not only affected him when he turned, but it was due to the chakra merging together with the technique, as the Gear 5 technique was completely becoming a part of Naruto, as it was advancing his own normal strength, making him stronger faster, and the sense of happiness was getting a lot more as well. They couldn't tell the last time they saw Naruto without a little smile on his face, trying to see the brighter in things, but despite the smile, Naruto was still able to reason and talk with them. But his power made him extremely happy. They were shocked though by the things that he can do, when he literally grabbed someone and started to jump rope with their body. Now that was crazy. Well, at least it was an enemy, so it wasn't that bad off. During the Chunin exams, the first test was a written test. Well, that was just to test them to see if they would give up. It was a second phase where things truly started to get going. Team 7, having acquired a scroll, as Naruto's physical attributes were a lot greater than before. But it wasn't just that. His body was adapting to the rubber-like structure, allowing him to extend his hand in his normal form. Naruto was curious if there was a way for him to stay permanently in his Sun God mode. He wondered if that was at all possible for him to do that. However, the team was interrupted by a colossal snake. It came racing out of the foliage. Sakura and Sasuke both leaped into the trees. Naruto, on the other hand, he extended both of his hands as he ran the other way. Naruto ran the other way, running away from the snake. However, at the last possible moment, he jumped into the sky. Naruto had been twisting his hands every single run. The moment he stepped, he started to twist his hand, twist his hand, twist his hand. So the amount of force that he built up, Naruto came down with it. Both of his legs extending downwards. Naruto slammed into the head of the snake like a bomb, kicking up a lot of dust and debris. As he stood on it, someone emerged from the dust. Interesting. I must say, I wasn't expecting this level of strength. Not from you. Naruto spun around, but the person stepped back into the foliage, and they were gone. Naruto's eyes looked around, trying to pinpoint the individual, but Sasuke was knocked out of the tree, and then Sakura, as Team 7 was back together once again. Would you look at that? 3 little mouse in a trap. I guess that makes me the cat, the Kunoichi said as she walked along the tree. Jumping down, she smiled along them. But she brought a finger down exposing her eyelid. I wonder, would you three bring me some excitement, she said. All of them felt it. The sheer bloodlust. Sakura collapsed. Taking deep breaths, Sasuke was struggling to even look into the eyes of the kunoichi. Naruto's hands rested on his knees. This was much greater than he expected. He had no choice. Naruto calmed himself down. The kunoichi was confused until Naruto started to beat his chest, shouting as he beat his chest over and over and over again. A strange cloud appeared around his neck, a floating white cloud. His hair floating in the air, turning white as well. As Naruto's body was illuminated with power, the smile on his face. With a simple gaze, Naruto was able to destroy all the bloodlust, freeing Sakura and Sasuke. His overwhelming presence greater than it. My turn. What the heck? There was no finishing the sentence as Naruto was in front of said kunoichi. The fist that Naruto hit the kunoichi with, time itself seemed to stop as the body was launched violently into the foliage, tearing a trench downwards. Naruto extended his hand and pulled himself up. He yanked himself forward and bypassed the speed and dropped into the person's stomach, causing extraordinary pain. And this person usually doesn't feel pain like this, so it was rather alarming. However, snakes slipped from their sleeve and flew towards Naruto's face, trying to bite him and restrain him. Naruto screamed in fear, his eyes bulging out, as he leaped into the sky, clearing the entire forest of death. As he looked down upon it, he then had a bright idea as he spun, twisting his arms. His stomach looked like a Play-Doh, turning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning until his face became red. However, he poked himself in the head, allowing the ear to blow out. As the ear then hit back down on his skull like a fuse being lit. When Naruto's arms started to spin as he was unraveling himself, he became so fast that you could not even see him, just a blur. And the buildup of air came down and pushed him. Orochimaru eyes went wide. Sakura and Sasuke found themselves in front of the collision as it was ripping everything to shreds. They could not dodge this. However, luckily, Naruto landed in front of them and put a finger in his mouth and blew his body upwards, taking the brunt of the attack, before he proceeded to collapse on the ground. Avenge me, he said. He died. However, it was just a clone as he deflated and turned into the size of an ant and vanished away. The two of them looked at one another. Over to the other side, Naruto looked down towards the corpse of Orochimaru, when suddenly a blade shot out of his mouth, followed by another Orochimaru. The blade slammed within Naruto's chest and slammed him into a tree. I don't know what you are, Orochimaru said, but I can see that you are going to be a problem for me. And all my problems get eliminated before they become an actual threat, he said, looking towards the so-called corpse of Naruto. That is what he believed because he stabbed Naruto right in the heart. When Naruto's left finger twitched, the Sannin noticed it. Naruto opened his right eye. Was that enough? What? How are you? Your villain monologue thing, Naruto said. Acting like you killed the hero, but in fact, the hero is well alive because Naruto opened his mouth as another Naruto came out of it. Orochimaru was baffled, stunned beyond his wildest imagination. I saw you shed your skin. It looked pretty cool, so I decided to try it. He, he copied my technique. Another aspect of Gear 5 merging with chakra. Whatever Orochimaru did, the aspect of chakra was always there. And Naruto was breaking laws of reality by using imagination, so he willed his chakra into doing the same composition that Orochimaru's body has, and doing the same thing by emerging out of his own mouth, leaving his shedded skin. Naruto was now above the Sannin, as Naruto fused both of his hands together, as he slammed it on Orochimaru's skull. Orochimaru's eyes became lunar, spinning as they did, as a bird was flying around his head, and another one, and another one. The Sannin collapsed on the ground. As he shook his head, you could hear the shaking sound of his brain jumbling up and down. He pulled himself up. "What the hell is going on?" he said. He raised his hand, pulsing his chakra as he tried to erase this strange genjutsu, but no such luck. The Sannin backed away as Naruto was holding onto his sword, the Kusanagi blade. Orochimaru extended his hand to call the blade. However, Naruto gripped it, but the sword was still moving as Naruto gripped onto it, his legs being torn through the earth. "No, you're mine," he said, trying to pull it away. "Oh, I have an idea," he said. Naruto shot both of his legs outwards. As they wrapped around a tree, he now was holding the blade. He pulled himself backwards. Orochimaru chakra over the blade allowed him to receive it back to himself. He tried to call it, but Naruto started to pull back. The Sannin then realized something. His eyes widened as Naruto smiled. Orochimaru looked behind him to see 3 other Narutos, as they placed 2 trees in his way, and another and another and another. Behind him was completely covered by trees. They were biting through them like beavers, and placing them behind the Sannin so that he couldn't escape that easily. Naruto unraveled himself. The amount of force that he was pulling with was incredible. So when he did unravel himself and pushed off, the sword split Orochimaru's head in half. The Sannin was dead, until he turned to mud. "Hey, that's not fair," said Naruto. Wait. Naruto grabbed the mud and started to sculpt it. With each stroke of his finger, chakra started to pulsate through it, along with his sense of, law-breaking ability. The next moment, Orochimaru stood in front of Naruto. "Find him," said Naruto. The copy that Naruto created dashed forward and slammed the real Orochimaru out of his hiding spot, his speed seeming to be on the same level. Orochimaru spat snakes. However, the other one spat snakes as well. Every punch, every kick, he was a perfect counter to him. He had enough as he released a powerful wind attack, but the other one did the same. Orochimaru leaned down and created at least 1,000 snakes. Naruto's eyes went wide as he started to run away, until he brought his hand in front of his mouth and started to blow and blow. As he cuffed his hand in a way so when he blew, the ear, the literal concept of ear, started to gather around his palm until it became large enough. Naruto then threw it outwards like a net, grabbing all of the snakes as he pulled it close. Yes, it was the ear that he was holding onto. They wormed and tried to get out, but he held them there. He then spun around and launched it to the heavens, throwing it out of Konoha. However, looking around, Orochimaru was nowhere to be seen. As Naruto looked over towards the clone, who was lying on the ground. "Where did he go?" Naruto questioned. The clone shrugged his shoulders. "What do you mean?" as Naruto performed the same gesture. The clone simply shrugged once again before turning back into mud, the chakra that was in it fading away. Naruto staggered as his body started to revert back to normal. Both Sakura and Sasuke landed. "Are you okay?" Sakura asked. "Yeah, Fine, said Naruto, taking a breath as he got to his feet. He got away though. He? The both of them said confused. It wasn't a Kunoichi, Naruto said. It was someone much worse. Time skip. What the hell is going on? Kiba Inuzaka questioned as he tried to get past Naruto's defenses, but with each fail, he realized that Naruto was stronger, faster, but that's impossible. The fight was over in less than a minute. Kurenai was confused as she looked at Kakashi, quiet about the subject he was. Unfortunately, Sakura failed, but the two boys did make it though, as they were going off to the finals. Naruto was given a sensei. However, Naruto ditched the man as soon as he got him. When he met someone, the pervy sage, Naruto dubbed the man Jiraiya. Jiraiya offered to teach him because when Naruto sensei came around, Jiraiya knocked him out after the man caught Jiraiya peeping and wanted to reprimand him. So Naruto demanded that Jiraiya teach him a few things, especially control. Naruto wanted to hold the form longer. He wanted to be able to stay in the Sun God form much longer. The Sannin was confused until Naruto gave him a demonstration. And let's just say he was beyond shock. Jiraiya could not really help Naruto in that form other than teaching him how to properly meditate and control his power. However, Naruto wanted something more powerful, a technique and attack that he could merge with his Sun God mode. The Sannin kept on telling him that he wasn't ready for something like that, but he has dubbed Naruto as a successful person that he would allow to sign the Toad Summoning contract. Naruto refused. He wanted a technique. He didn't want to be able to summon any toads. He wanted a technique, a different kind of power as well. But Jiraiya truly believed that he simply wasn't ready for something like that. As the weeks went on, fine, Jiraiya said, as he showed Naruto something. This is what I would teach you when you were ready, he said. As he showed Naruto a glimpse of the Rasengan, Naruto watched the technique carefully as Jiraiya diffused it. What's that? It's called the Rasengan, a very destructive and powerful technique that was created by the fourth Hokage. Interesting. Teach it to me, said Naruto. I told you, you're not ready for that just yet, said Jiraiya. Now, how about you getting to sign the Toad Summoning contract, he said, reaching over his shoulder, but by the time he turned back, Naruto was gone. He was nowhere to be found. Tomorrow was the exam finals, as they wasted so much time, with Naruto refusing and pestering him. They barely got anything done. However, Naruto did got a lot done. And that night, Naruto started to practice even more. Time skip. Naruto stood in front of his opponent, Neji Hyuga, as Naruto stood there with a smile on his face. You're smiling. It seems you don't understand the situation. Neji went on a rather long taunt, as Naruto told him to shut his mouth. He was the one that beat Hinata up. Hinata was a nice, sweet girl, and he almost tried to kill her. Hinata blushed as she heard that from the stands. For that, you're going to pay, said Naruto, giving him a thumbs down. Neji simply scoffed. You understand nothing. There is nothing to understand. There is no possible reason why you could do that to someone like Hinata. Neji got angry at Naruto not understanding and giving his opinion, so he showed him. That's stupid, said Naruto. You believe that everyone is tied to a fate, but I believe you're wrong. I believe that we're all free to make our own choices, that we're all free to imagine what we want. We're all free to take our own path. When did Naruto become so insightful? Ino questioned Sakura. Sakura shrugged their shoulders. Neji, seeing Naruto's logic as stupid, attacked him. However, Naruto was avoiding his strikes, making sure to not let Neji touch him. He's fast. Faster than I thought, said Neji to himself, as Naruto evaded and dodged everything that he had to throw. Their clash went on as everyone was focused on the battle. Is he really outspeeding the Hyuga kid? Many question. I never knew that he was one of the top children. They said about Naruto after seeing his strength and speed. Neji got angry by Naruto clones as all of them attack at once. Rotation. The Hyugas were stunned. Neji pulling off that technique. However, the most shocking part came when Naruto held his hand out as a ball spin within his palm. The populace was shocked as Naruto kept on spinning it. It floated above his hand, not exactly being touched by him. It spun until it became flat. Naruto watched it very carefully. Come on, he said. Naruto's hair started to turn white, just slightly, but he did not allow it. As he was trying to do something, trying to tap into the power as himself. Naruto was able to successfully flatten the Rasengan though, and launch it. It slammed into the rotation like a spear. As it created a fluctuation of the chakra, destabilizing it, throwing Neji back. Neji slammed into the wall, looking rather shocked and perplexed, as Naruto stood in front of him. I told you, there is no such thing as fate. However, Neji shot to his feet, and I told you, your fate is to lose to me. Already set in his stance, he assaulted Naruto with the 64 palms, once again shocking everyone by him knowing that technique. As Neji dropped Naruto, I knew it. No genin alive is strong like Neji, Tenten said. It's over, Neji said, looking down towards Naruto. You're strong, I'll give you that. But I'm stronger, he said. That is when Neji noticed something strange. Naruto chakra points, they start to disappear. What the? Naruto snapped open his eyes. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm a new type of clone. Call me rubber clone, he said. Boom! Two hands emerged from the ground, stretched, and knocked Neji into oblivion. Everyone was stunned. The strange rubber clone looked down as the real Naruto jumped out of the ground. I told you I could fool him, boss, the rubber clone said, smiling towards Naruto. Yeah, that was awesome. Now give me a hand. Naruto stepped on the clone's stomach. The clone then shot Naruto into the sky. There is no fate, said Naruto as he knocked Neji once again. Fate is what you make it. Naruto dropped Neji into the ground. He was done. Neji couldn't believe it himself. His words, everything that he had believed in, everything that he had said, and just like that, it's over. But the problem was just getting started. Naruto's eyes widened. Sasuke Uchiha was lying there. As he was bested, Gaara was a different kind of monster. The Uchiha had followed after him after the invasion broke out. Sasuke was tired. Barely able to get up, Sakura was pinned to a tree by the sand. Naruto had arrived just in time, kicking Gaara into several trees. Their battle was leaning in Naruto's favor until Gaara lost it. Mother of God, said Naruto, as he looked into the sky, watching the massive, colossal tailed beast gaze down towards him. Shikaku was all smiles. Naruto knew what he had to do. No hesitation, no time wasted. Naruto lowered his head and his power surged, showing how quick he was able to enter the form. Naruto's smile was wider than Shikaku as he bounced into the sky. Hey! He bounced once again. There! He bounced once again. Yer! He bounced once again. Gonna! He bounced once more. Get! And once again, hurt, he punched Shikaku in the face, his arm becoming so large it staggered the beast. From that, a battle of epic proportions took place. Naruto supersized himself. He became larger than Shikaku as he stepped on him, crashing down on Shikaku with an obscene amount of force. The populace, the ninjas, the civilians, the enemies, all flabbergasted, all shocked beyond their wildest imagination by Naruto's size. Jiraiya, stunned as he was unable to speak as he witnessed. How in the world? Naruto made his arms even larger. He threw Shikaku up as the beast crashed, crashing down on the ground. Suffering damage as it did, Naruto returned back to his normal size, racing towards Shikaku until Shikaku allowed his sand to swallow Naruto, the sand all around him. However, a door appeared on the sand as Naruto walked right out of it, completely fine. Shikaku himself was confused and shocked. Naruto then formed a Rasengan. I'll call this one Sand Absorbing Rasengan, he said. It did the literal name purpose. It sucked Gaara's sand in and shot it back, but it was supercharged. It burned Shikaku, crystallizing the sand. Naruto smiled when he saw that. Naruto held both of his hands out and created a Rasengan that was so large. The power could be felt from all over the land of fire. It started to suck every sand in the vicinity. Shikaku immediately started to create a Biju bomb, but Naruto wouldn't allow him to do that. Naruto stretched his arms out. Wait, he was already using both arms. Naruto created 2 arms from his side, now having 4. He grabbed Shikaku's lip and stretched it despite the anatomy of Shikaku. As Naruto slammed him down into the ground, he then released him after diffused the chakra that he was gathering. But it was already done. The Rasengan above his head poured the superheated sand, crystallizing the entire body of Shikaku. With a single punch, Naruto shattered it. Yes, with a blow. Gaara fell out, terrified and afraid. Naruto did not hurt him, instead he spoke to him. Perhaps it was a reason that Gaara was like him at Jinchuriki, as he doesn't seem to understand anything. His confusion on becoming stronger to be alone, that was stupid to Naruto. By the end of their conversation, Gaara even apologized to his siblings as they fled. Unfortunately though, the third did not make it. Naruto was angry at himself. If he killed Orochimaru in the forest, this wouldn't have happened, as he wouldn't allow something like that to happen ever again. It did not take too long though for Jiraiya to take him out of the village, where problems struck. Itachi was facing off against Sasuke after. Sasuke went out to find Naruto when the 2 Akatsuki members came to Konoha looking for him. However, that wasn't the epic battle. Kisame was rather perplexed. Is he drinking it? Kisame looked up as a shadow covered him. Naruto just swallowed every ounce of the water that Kisame just released. Kisame believed that Naruto was an average child. Yes, he possessed a tail beast, but he pushed him to the point that he had to release the water to flood the area. When Naruto started to drink it, in his sun god mode, he was drinking the literal water. Kisame was taken aback as Naruto swelled. He was massive. Water was leaking from his mouth as Naruto pointed all of his fingers towards Kisame before his hand fused together into a cannon. It released like a bullet, ripping through the sky. Kisame ran. The entire place was being ripped apart. Unfortunately though, Naruto turned the mouth of the cannon. Kisame cried out in pain as it ripped through his side, literally gouging out a massive hole. Another tear through his leg, literally eviscerating it. Unfortunately though, Naruto ran out of water. As the small droplets hit the ground, Kisame was bleeding, hurt on the ground, as Naruto formed a Rasengan in his hand. He then released it as a Rasengan floated in front of him. Naruto started to pull and twist and turn the Rasengan as he started to manipulate it. By the time Naruto was done, the Rasengan had transformed into a super-sized, strange monstrosity. It had 4 arms, around 15 legs, and 2 heads. The monstrosity made purely from the energy of the Rasengan, as you could see the swirl and the vibration. With each step that it took, it was drilling through the earth. However, there was a purpose as it flew. Kisame slammed Samehata in it, absorbing the chakra. However, Naruto picked up the chakra thread on the ground and stuck it to his stomach, allowing his chakra to flow through it. Kisame was absorbing as he was healing himself. However, the thing was not shrinking or disappearing. It stabbed itself into the ground and fused around Kisame. His eyes went wide as he realized he tried to get up, but it clamped on his skin, literally fusing into him. His sword fell down to the ground as Kisame screamed. The constant shifting and rotation ripped through Kisame's arm. Samehata tried to step forward to absorb it, but Naruto's massive hand slapped Samehata down, flattening Samehata completely as he peeled it off the ground and threw it like a disc. Kisame was struggling as, well, there was no pain. He was confused about that until he realized something. All the rotation went to the back. Naruto then smirked, clenching his fists. The entire thing started to rotate. Kisame was rotated in several different areas, his body rotating out of friction, tearing apart. By the time it was over, Kisame was in pieces. And like that, Naruto was able to best an S-rank missing ninja. Naruto saw Sasuke was about to get hypnotized by Itachi Genjutsu. Naruto knocked Sasuke out of the way as his eyes collided with Itachi's. Naruto was brought to the world of the Tsukiyomi. He looked around. Itachi Uchiha was looking at him confused until Itachi started to bleed. In the outside world, Naruto's body was fighting on its own, punching Itachi across the face, knocking him and hitting him and punching him. Itachi staggered back. Inside of the mindscape though, inside of his own little world of illusions, Naruto was bound to a cross, held there as Itachi held him there. In the outside world, he was being affected. He had to shut the boy's mind down immediately. However, Naruto started to inhale. Literally. His mouth became a vacuum as he did not stop. What the hell is this? Itachi said. His feet were lifted off the ground. He immediately canceled out the jutsu. Not sure what would happen if he was sucked inside that vortex. Itachi was launched through the wall by a punch the moment his eyes adjusted back to the world. As he launched, boom, he broke through the wall of the hotel. It was then that Jiraiya finally arrived as Sasuke picked himself up and pushed Naruto. "Stay out of my way. He's mine," Sasuke said. However, Itachi had fled away. Only person he saw was Jiraiya. Time skip. As the members of the Akatsuki were gathered, holding on to the blade in his hand, it was Samehata, the only thing that was left of Kisame. He was gone. Now this was startling. The nine-tailed Jinchuriki bested one of theirs. How powerful is the brat? That was the question on their mind. Time skip. Orochimaru set Naruto ablaze, courtesy of Naruto jumping in the way to protect Tsunade. After finding her, well, she didn't want to come with them. Not one bit. They fought. Her physical strength could not do much to Naruto, but she was able to subdue him due to her expert years of mastering her chakra and her being the greatest medic. Similar to the Byakugan but in a different way, she was able to seize up Naruto points, basically paralyzing him by using her chakra, allowing his chakra to be blocked up inside of his own body. However, it wasn't there that it ended because Naruto had simply started to puke out said chakra. How he did that was beyond her. The fight had been stopped by Jiraiya, as the effects of what she did on him did have a little lasting effects. However, she still refused to return with them, but they had some time. Turns out that she was keeping something away. However, her desire to see Orochimaru dead was still there. The Sannin arrived and a battle of epic proportion kicked down. Kabuto was currently in the ground, literally, broken and battered, struggling to take a pill, believing that he was stronger than Naruto, that he could best him, that he could keep up with Naruto's crazy abilities. Unfortunately, he could not. Naruto did not hesitate to save Tsunade as she was in a catatonic state. Orochimaru started to burn him, as Naruto was feeling the pain coursing through him. The direct attack. Orochimaru was using so much power. Jiraiya was trying to get to Naruto as the snakes keep on blocking him. Tsunade, in her catatonic state. Shizune, trying to help as well. All he's done since he arrived here was to help her, believing that she's lost her way. He was a nice child, and she was about to sit here and let him die. Granny. When he spoke, she was shocked. So was Orochimaru. His arms might be a mess, but there was still a few techniques that he could still do, this included. But this was his most powerful fire technique. How in the hell was the kid still rising? The damage started to be undone as Naruto's eyes snapped open. The force that was revealed completely dissipated the fire technique. As Naruto stepped out of the remains, his charred, burned body returning back to normal. Naruto slammed his hand in his chest. I made myself a promise, he said. The next time I saw you, I would make you pay for what you did to Gigi. You killed him, and that was on me. If I had just defeated you in the forest of death, it wouldn't have happened, said Naruto. But now, you won't leave here alive. Tsunade was astonished by his strength, that he was able to get up once again. It should be impossible. Kabuto arrived, slashing at Naruto, but Naruto kicked him in the face, launching him backwards. He took another pill. Kabuto, Orochimaru said. He summoned Manda, using a seal on Orochimaru's hand. The colossal snake was arguing with the Sannin when suddenly Naruto grabbed him. What in the world? Naruto started to skip rope with Orochimaru, most powerful snake. Naruto was skipping rope with Manda. Shocking and absurd. Naruto then spun and launched him away. That is going to help you, said Naruto. Your defeat will happen today. You brat, you insignificant child, think you can best me. The Sannin sped forward as they clashed. However, Naruto supercharged his blows. He became muscular. Naruto got one punch in that ruptured the lower half of Orochimaru's face. The Sannin tried to use his height on Naruto, so Naruto grew taller than Orochimaru as their fight started to rip the place apart. Orochimaru kicked Naruto into a massive stone column, but Naruto turned it into rubber and leaped back towards him. The shockwaves started to rip the entire place apart. Tsunade got to her feet. How? How is he doing this? She said. Even Jiraiya had to stand back. I don't know. Jiraiya said. As Naruto kicked Orochimaru in the stomach, the Sannin eyes bulged out as Naruto grabbed the string attached to them and spun him so fast. Orochimaru became a blur as Naruto launched him. Naruto's hand then extended and grabbed him and smashed him into a pancake. Naruto turned his hand into a spatula and flipped Orochimaru and slapped him back down. He then literally ripped the ground apart, crushing Orochimaru into a ball of dirt and earth and throwing him before he appeared. He created a bat and hit Orochimaru so hard. The Sannin crashed into the earth. His body was done for. Bruised, broken. He had to leave it. Orochimaru tried to escape out of his mouth, but Naruto appeared and grabbed his face and literally shoved him back in his own existence. The Sannin blinked as he was back in his shedded skin. Naruto then reached into his mouth and he zipped it shut, placing a bind on Orochimaru's technique. The Sannin was confused as he tried to regurgitate himself, but it wasn't working. Kabuto rushed to his master's aid, but Jiraiya appeared and plunged a Rasengan in his gut, sending Kabuto sailing away. This would have been a battle against Sannin, but Naruto has proven that his power is truly spectacular. Orochimaru rage, exploding with unbelievable power. What has he done to himself? He turned into a massive 8-headed Hydra snake. You guys have to help him, Shizune said, as both Sannin looked at one another, making their way until... He's all mine, Naruto said, coming down from the sky after being thrown into it by Orochimaru. Naruto's foot was so big, one step he crushed one of the snake's head. A battle of giants, a battle of titans took place. Naruto's blows were beating down on the Sannin. Orochimaru created a purple beam that he shot forward. Naruto formed the Rasengan, but this time, he turned it into a bat and hit the technique right back at the Sannin. It exploded, charring majority of him. Naruto then ran forward and grabbed Orochimaru and tied him up. He literally tied the snake's head together as he spun him and launched him into the sky. Naruto was moving so fast. Whenever he kicked the Sannin, he appeared to the other side as he kicked him at least 100 times. The final blow shook the entire place as Orochimaru crashed into the earth. The final snake head that was remained, Orochimaru, was trying to pry himself out of it, trying to run away. The body started to dissolve into thousands of little white snakes. I don't think so, said Naruto as he crashed on the ground, moving towards the dissolving Sannin. Naruto then bent his legs and leaped back into the sky. He opened his chest as it was a cannon. Gathering there was emotions. However, it was a pure form of rage that turned into substance, that turned into power. Naruto then shoot the cannon of rage downwards. An epidemic took place. Everyone had to duck for cover as the destruction was graphic. Orochimaru's eyes went wide as death rained down upon him, erasing his existence, erasing all of his snakes, wiping them out of reality itself. Naruto stood in mid-air looking down. I did it, old man. I got revenge for you. Naruto passed out, falling down head first. However, Tsunade leaped upwards and caught him, seeing that he wasn't slowing down. She rested him down on the ground, checking his pulse. He was alive, simply exhausted. As she looked at the aftermath, she wasn't surprised that he was exhausted. This child, this power. Shizune was still unable to believe it. But the body of Kabuto was nowhere to be seen. He was he was gone. Time skip. A fight between Naruto and Sasuke. Sasuke wanted to see it with his own eyes, and Naruto bested him rather easily. Naruto could see it though with rage. I know you're upset about your brother, but that is why you have a team. Team to help one another, get stronger, help each other advance, help each other grow, said Naruto. His following words, just like what he said to Gaara, it changed Sasuke's perspective. Perhaps leaving Konoha, especially after Naruto had killed Orochimaru, wasn't a good idea. However, the frustration was clear. Seeing Itachi again after all these years, Kakashi Hatake stood there and watched, a eye smile. When Naruto helped Sasuke up Sakura, was all smiles as well. Days flew by. As days turned into weeks, Kabuto had returned, injured and bloody. However, he quickly take control of all the remaining Sound Ninjas, using fear, yes, and anger as well. A lot of them were loyal to Orochimaru, and just like that, he made Naruto a target for a lot of people. As news started to circulate about Naruto's strength, killing Kisame, the tailless tail beast, also killing Orochimaru. Jiraiya, there wasn't much that the Sannin could teach Naruto, not to mention Naruto made Sasuke a promise. Besides, he wanted to evolve in his shinobi career, so Naruto stayed at the village instead of going with Jiraiya. Jiraiya came by every now and again, as Naruto became a Chunin. Not too long after, Tsunade ascended to Hokage. His strength and overall skills was great. However, Chunin and Genin were different. You might have the power, but do you have what it takes to lead a squad? During that time, Sasuke was there as well, as Sakura got teaching from Tsunade. The entire group of Team 7 was growing. However, they started to break apart, going on different missions. Yes, they saw each other every time within the village, but when it comes to missions, each of them promoting to a different level. Retaking the Chunin exam, Sakura also got promoted to Chunin as well. Sasuke had showed his talents when he almost bested Gaara during the Chunin exams, so it was a no-brainer, and Shikamaru and Neji were top class. Neji also changed as well. It was something about Naruto that people were hard to understand. The way he can just change someone from just one battle or one conversation. Just like that, they grew within the village. As Naruto's strength became more phenomenal, as he started to go on much higher ranked missions. Within the span of 2 years, Naruto decided that he was going to take the Jonin exams. There was a vote, as Naruto got 10 out of 10. And the thing about it was he did not even use the Gear 5 Sun God mode. He did not, as Naruto's normal strength had grown to great heights. His name was being talked about in the entire Elemental Nation. It's been a long time since someone has been able to stir up so much. Then again, besting 2 S-rank ninjas as a child wasn't a normal feat in the slightest. Gaara's ascension to the Kazekage made Naruto feel happy, as Gaara had changed everything. However, things became problematic when the Akatsuki strike once again. Yes, they struck once again, and this time they went for Gaara. When word reached Konoha, the old Team 7 was brought together. It's been a while since they've all been on a mission together. Arriving there, Sakura got to work. They got the piece of cloth that they needed, but someone came as backup, Lady Chiyo, despite her strength not being needed. Upon arriving to face the enemies, they were stopped by Itachi and a girl, a new member of the organization. The girl had light blue hair, erratic white eyes, and a rather powerful build. Her name was Reina. She had a hidden cloud head band scratched out. She was a missing in from that village. Kakashi Hatake knew of her. She was older than him. This girl was a prodigy. Her name was rather legendary back in the past. Not as big as some of the other top dogs, but she was born with a special element of lightning that supercharged her body in ways that most didn't really understand, but she and everyone else was surprised when Naruto simply ripped the lightning off of her, literally before slamming it back into her as an attack instead of a defense. She opened her eyes within the cave, stunned and shocked. The next to go was Itachi. Sasuke with his 3-totem Sharingan was more than enough, able to keep up with this imposter. Sasuke could see that immediately this was not the real Itachi, and it angered him as he crushed him. Once that was said and done, Zetsu immediately informed the group about the team that was coming their way. Due to the rise in popularity of Naruto's name, they had to make this quick. However, the process was taking much longer. Suddenly though, a door opened in the goddamn boulder. A door. Shocking everyone that was there as Naruto flew through. Immediately the statue vanished. He had to reverse summon the statue because Naruto would have destroyed it. Naruto caught Gaara as he saw each and every one of the holograms except for the 2 real people. Realizing that they were being distracted, that the process was perhaps undergoing. The only one that could make it there fast enough was Naruto. There was no doubt about that. Him moving across distances were defying logic and reason by simply growing to the size of a mountain and simply stepping, causing a tremor so large. At the same time reaching his destination, Naruto could feel the life slipping out of Gaara. So much of the TLB's power was gone along with his connection. However, Naruto reached into himself and ripped out his own chakra as he formed it into a ball. He then started to rub it before slamming it down on Gaara's chest. It shocked Gaara, his body jolting. With each slam, the chakra started to fuse into Gaara, as there was a bit of TLB's chakra inside of it as well, along with Naruto's own. Naruto then opened Gaara's mouth and poured the chakra inside of it, doing something that did not make any sense, but the composition and, well, makeup of Gaara's body was no longer the same. Seeing that Naruto was literally causing changes that should not be physically possible, taking chakra like this. However, Gaara started to stabilize. "No one die when I am around," said Naruto, as he picked Gaara up and threw him over his shoulder. The 2 Akatsuki members were given clear orders. Their order was that they need to leave, blowing a hole in the top of the cave only for a massive fireball to rain down. As the jutsu outside was cancelled, Deidara had to jump away as Sasuke landed down, followed by Kakashi, Chiyo, and Sakura as well. So they were now left inside along with the 2 Akatsuki members. "So you guys tried to take Gaara and kill him," said Naruto. He slammed his fist into his palm, a smile appearing on his face. As Naruto power surged once again, he placed Gaara down. Naruto speed blitzed Deidara just like that. He literally stepped on air itself, climbing onto nothingness as he hit Deidara, exploding every single teeth in his mouth. Naruto did not let him go though. He grabbed his arm and palm struck Deidara in the stomach. You could see the force flying out of his body and shattering the cave behind him. Sasuke descended upon Sasori, blocking the tail as Kakashi came in and kicked him across the face, only for Sakura to drop down on him, as the other 2 were at the side so he could not go up. Boom! Lady Chiyo stood there, beyond shocked towards the power of this group. It was nothing short of extraordinary. 2 members of the Akatsuki have fallen, adding to the previous death. 3 now. Reina was a substitute for Itachi. a wandering ninja that was bested by their leader. Reina possessed rather extraordinary lightning affinity that was able to supercharge her inside, giving her speed that was incredible. But not just that, she coated her arm with specific lightnings that it was like the Hyuga Gentle Fist. She did not coat her body like the Raikage, but it was her arms, which made it difficult to fight her. She was dangerous, erratic. Her past was very bad, extremely so. At the moment though, the Akatsuki was able to get enough of the One Tails, but not all. You could see that from the representation of the statue's eye that wasn't fully opened. This boy, the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki, was stronger than they thought. Attacking him now would just be wasting down their members. The leader would go after him. Time skip. Chiriku of the Fire Temple was attacked. Asuma Sarutobi, along with 2 others, were sent to investigate the matter when they came across the Akatsuki. Word was sent back to Konoha. A team consisting of Naruto, Shikamaru, Ino, Choji, and Naruto Uzumaki was sent out, as the others were out on missions. Arriving there just in time to save the Konoha shinobis. However, Asuma was trapped. Kakuzu was not expecting this, as the 2 Akatsuki members, after retrieving another tail beast, came face to face with the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki, someone not so long ago their leader told him to stay away from. Naruto looked down as Asuma was bleeding, and this unusual fellow was stabbing himself. Shikamaru quickly understood what was going on. The pain. He's reflecting the pain. As one of the others, Genma, spoke up. He's immortal, he said. It can't kill him. Realizing the situation, Naruto immediately erupted with power. As he slammed his hands together, everything changed in that moment. As Naruto chakra, Naruto's unusual power, now started to affect entire reality space around them, almost like a domain of sorts. The past couple of years of training did pay off rather well. Naruto turned the entire battlefield into a comic page. Each of the panels show a different comic doing something. Naruto punched Hidan in the face, but Asuma felt it. So the real Naruto erased that panel, and Asuma was no longer punched. He then turned toward Shikamaru, as a panel of Shikamaru written in words. It's the pentagram on the ground, the mark. Naruto looked down, as another comic showed Naruto punching the ground, literally splitting the entire place in half. With that said and done now, another one fists Hidan in the gut. He looked towards Asuma, who was fine, as an eruption of power exploded from Kakuzu, interrupting Naruto's domain. You could see the changes between him and Hidan as his power fluctuate, almost like interrupting a very powerful genjutsu. But the others were still in it. What the hell is this? Kakuzu said, confused, as he launched a wind and lightning attack, creating a massive surge of electric wind. Naruto saw the thing coming. His legs turned into smoke as he started to run so fast. His legs were all loony and over the place. Naruto bounced and flipped and leaped over their heads. Hidan swung his sight. However, as it slammed into the back of Naruto's head, you could see the 2 poking sections poking out of his face. But it did not burst his skin, as his head adapted to merge into the same shape of the sight. Naruto then spun around, pulling the sight out of his hand by using his body, as he was literally grabbing it with his rather rubbery skin. He turned around and cracked both of his hands in the side of Hidan's head. His eyes went wide as he staggered, discombobulated, unable to think properly. Kakuzu blitzed towards Naruto and slammed a fist in his face. Time slowed down as Naruto's face sunk in, his tongue flailing out of his mouth. He sent Naruto crashing on the ground as Naruto lay there unmoving. Suddenly though, A clone of Naruto emerged. It started to rub its hand together and shocked Naruto's chest. 1, 2, 3. Naruto bounced back up to his feet, smiling and laughing the entire time. He blitzed in front of Kakazu. You could see the different color, trying to overtake his skin as he tried to harden it, but Naruto was much too fast. The punch fractured reality itself as the entire comic burst. Kakazu crashed into the nearby wall. A gaping fist was embedded in his chest. You could see the print. Hidan was now behind Naruto with his sight. However, the two Jonins stabbed him, only for Asuma to remove his head. "We got this," Asuma said. Naruto smiled as he bounced off. Naruto kicked Kakazu through the nearby massive wall, causing the entire thing to break down. How is he doing that? One of the Jonins, Genma, questioned. He's a rather unique individual, Shikamaru said. It's almost, well, it is, loony, Ino said. Once again, word reached the organization from their spy. With as much tail beasts as they've gathered, they've lost a lot of members. Yes, they have. They've lost a lot of members. And the nine-tailed Jinchuriki was constantly involved. Constantly. Weeks later, word reached Konoha from Jiraiya. He had a lead on Itachi. His location. Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura and Kakashi were in the office. As a team was involved in taking down more than a couple of the organization members, Naruto mostly still. This was a chance. This was a mission that he's been waiting for. This was what he spent the past couple of years pushing himself for. The team was sent out, but they weren't alone. This could be a trap due to the recent crushing of the organization lately by Konoha hands. They had to be prepared for anything, so another member was sent with them, specialized in a very powerful Keki Genkai. His name was Yamato. However, things acted up really quickly. Itachi was actually the one that was sending this information. Yes, he was. Itachi wanted Sasuke to find him, as his time was coming. However, the big problem was Reina. The team had been split apart. Reina was a monster if there ever was one. Missing Nin from Kumo. She created an electric ball in the sky that was targeting all of the Konoha members, keeping them on their feet. Her problem was Naruto. As she hit him, her lightning could not affect him. No, it could not. Her punches, her blows were not strong enough. Well, to a normal person or even a high-level Jonin, even an Anbu, she was a monster, but when he constantly smiled and laughed in her face, it irritated her. She started to burn out her own self. So much so that it started to affect her in a way that was horrendous. Her skin started to turn into pure lightning. She was going to die. However, she refused to die like that without taking them all out. Especially him. His smiles, his laughter. Nothing in the past couple of years has been so annoying. Her power exploded. Yes, it did. As Naruto watched the massive ball. His friends were too close by. They will all be ripped apart. Kakashi, all of them. But Naruto wasn't about to allow that to happen. Naruto gripped the up part of his mouth and gripped the lower part of his mouth as well. He opened his mouth by stretching his arms and literally swallowed it. Everyone froze in shock and fear, waiting as Naruto's body exploded outwards, so large you could literally see the electricity coursing through him. Hinata and the others rushed in. Hinata was the first, as Naruto was standing there. He started to cough as smoke left his mouth. His insides were burnt, swallowing enough power that would have ripped apart a small little village. And yet he still stood, barely affected, as he shrugged it off. Was there no limits to his power? Naruto could feel it, the distortion in space, linked to his own rather lonely power of tampering with reality itself. The battle was over. No warning, no hesitation, Naruto took off. With each step that he took, he was skipping through time frames, literally bouncing through to the next section like skipping a page. Naruto saw as a man was standing there, looking down towards the dead body of Itachi and the unconscious body of Sasuke Uchiha. Bam! The mask exploded as he was sent sailing right across the goddamn island before. The island seemed to be much shorter as he crashed down on the ground. He was stunned. His whole body seized up as a punch did so much damage. Naruto landed in front of Sasuke. As he looked down towards the unconscious Sasuke and the dead Itachi, Naruto grabbed his head and threw it in the sky, his neck extending far as he used it to see where exactly did that guy go. But he felt it once again, that shift in space. He was gone, completely so. When Sasuke opened his eyes back in the village, he found himself surrounded by his friends. As he wondered, what would be the path that he would be on now if he had chosen to go with Orochimaru, if that was even possible? He truly did not know. Unfortunately though, it was the next day that Naruto got some shocking news. The entire morning Naruto simply could not shrug it. Something just seemed so wrong. Naruto was surprised as he saw the toads, Jiraiya, had wore him down and made him a summoner. After all, he did show him the Rasengan. The words that Naruto heard affected him in a way that caused him to simply pause. No words, nothing at all. The first emotion that Naruto felt was rage. He wanted to go to the land of rain and crush these Akatsuki members. However, he started to calm down. The pervy sage went alone. Naruto wanted to blame someone. He wanted to shout at Tsunade for letting him to go, but Naruto has spoken to the man enough to know that if he put something on his mind, he would not go against it. He wanted to simply gather information, but things did not work out as he thought. Many tried to aid Naruto in this time, but the one to help him out was Sasuke, who had been in the hospital and was just recently told. Strangely enough, this was only beneficial for Naruto, but also greatly beneficial for the Uchiha as well, as it allowed him to think about his own brother and the fact that he was gone now, and he was now the last Uchiha. Naruto sat there as they spoke to one another. Sakura arrived, but she did not enter, knowing that they were inside giving them time. She was happy. She was glad that Naruto was talking to someone because everyone was worried the way he was acting, but he just lost someone dear to him. Naruto was always so goofy, so laughing. It was hard to imagine him sad. It was really hard. The toads wanted Naruto to come with them, with Jiraiya being gone. They wanted to take his student. This member was no joke, and they wanted to ensure that he was ready for anything. Thus, they brought him to Mount Miyaboku. Unfortunately though, they came across a problem when they tried to link themselves with Naruto. something abnormal happened. The fox, it pushed them out. Naruto stepped into his mindscape. This wasn't the first time. As he saw the beast, Naruto wanted to know. Maybe it was the recent death of Jiraiya and everything, but he just wanted to know why the fox hated him. Why? Naruto's continuous words of questions anger the beast. He made it slip. He spoke about hate like he doesn't deserve it. He's confined, he's locked away. For the first time, Naruto sat down and actually looked at the nine-tailed fox. He blamed the fox a lot for his earlier years, but maybe, just maybe, he was also to be blamed as well. As Naruto started to talk about Jiraiya and the man dying, the fox did not seem to concern himself with anything that Naruto was saying. Until, "I'm sorry," said Naruto. "You're right. I've kept you here, locked you away. It's not like you're an unintelligent being with no sense. You're just filled with so much anger and hate," said Naruto. "Every time I tap into my power, I'm filled with so much love, happiness, freedom. But looking at you, I can feel the resentment, I can feel it. I'll take it away from you," said Naruto. "What?" "I'll take your pain," said Naruto. "What?" The fox said angrily, looking at him. "I said I'll take it. All of it, your hatred, your rage. So we can come to a common ground. So the both of us can coexist," said Naruto. "And that's a promise. And I don't intend to break that." When Naruto left, the fox was quiet. "Stupid child," he said. Time skip. Naruto came up with an idea. The toads were shocked. I have never seen someone handle sage energy like that before. But how is he doing that without turning into stone, Pa? Ma questioned. As they looked towards the unusual boy, "I am not sure, because this should not be possible." Naruto was doing, well, it doesn't really make sense. However, Naruto draw his chakra system, literally like a bottle. It was large and floating. He then meditated to gather the nature energy and somehow held nature energy by defying reality itself as he stuffed it inside of the bottle, laughing the entire time as he did, overwhelmed by his genius idea. Once he did, he opened his chest, which was a swirling vortex of power, and placed the bottle inside and shut it. He was able to tap into the nature energy. However, the moment nature energy hit his system, along with his gear 5 and his own chakra, Ma and Pa, not just them, the entire world, felt the effects. There was a toad at Konoha that would notify them if something bad were to happen. Unfortunately though, that toad was killed by a very wicked man. So Naruto had no idea what the hell was going on. Luckily, due to the lack of report, another toad was sent there. Naruto lifted up a massive stone of one of the great toads and held it with a simple finger. When the toad came rushing in, his words confused Naruto. "What?" Time skip. "I am the fifth Hokage," Tsunade said as she stood tall. The village was destroyed by the Akatsuki member Pain. He attacked Naruto's home, searching for him, his desire to crush and take the Nine Tails. The robot path shot towards Tsunade. However, a hand swatted him like a fly, crushing him. A massive toad landed behind Tsunade, picked her up, All around the village you could see the chaos. Boom! Sakura Haruno was protected along with several others, packed inside of Sasuke Susanoo. The thought that he had with Naruto, it affected him. Killing his brother, that affected him greatly. The Uchihas were a very emotional clan. The problem was Sasuke was gravely injured. He fought. He almost died. He was still supposed to be on bed rest. So that is the reason why he collapsed to one knee. But he had gotten out of the hospital. And Sasuke killed the summoning path. But it was here once again, due to the reviving path. Looking around at all the destruction and chaos. However, the heavens started to tremble. The sky started to boom. Electricity in the heavens. Several other members were there. Hinata, she saw him. Naruto-kun, she said. Naruto is here? Sakura said, looking towards Hinata. Meanwhile, as Tsunade was taken away by the giant toad, Naruto started to laugh. The pains were confused. Tendo stood in the center. He laughs at the destruction. The female summoning path said. However, on closer inspection you could see it. Naruto was overwhelmed, but for the first time Naruto wasn't laughing out of joy. It was the rage. His power started to be tainted red. Give me some room, said Naruto. Ma and Pa backing up. As Naruto started to walk. You killed Jiraiya, Naruto said. His laughter unnerving. As he stepped, the ground trembled. And then you come here. Kill my friends. My precious people. Naruto's fist clenched. Violently so. His body trembled with power. The Sage Energy, the Gear 5. They came together. As Naruto's power was already ridiculous, but now. However, the pains were not wasting any time. The summoning path summoned two massive rhinos rushing towards him. Naruto stood there, and with a simple gaze, Naruto hit them. It is known as a frog punch, but Naruto did not need to move his arms. The attack crushed into their skull. They poofed away almost instantly. You're all going to pay, said Naruto as he erupted in power. The heavens cracked open like glass. As Naruto changed, you could see the collaboration of the Gear 5 and Sage mode, the tainted orange cloud, the power fluctuating the orange lightning, the glowing white eyes, and the orange rim that surrounded them. As Naruto was laughing darkly while reality itself was pulsing around him, Naruto's speed caught them off guard. The robot pain, Naruto noticed that he was back. Stepping out of the contraption, Naruto could see it. Yes, he could see the King of Hell. He revived him. Naruto jotted that down. Naruto's body was flickering in and out. Each step that he took as he bounced, Naruto bounced so high that he cleared the clouds. When Naruto dropped back down on the village, the entire land of fire shook. Each pain was knocked off their feet. Naruto's leg outstretched and kicked through the robot path's chest. They weren't fast enough to react. Tendo crashed into him with a punch. Naruto grabbed the absorption path hand. It tried to absorb him. Naruto forced his power into it as it started to twitch, phasing out of reality itself, turning loony. Its eyes bulged, its body getting big and small. Its entire existence was sucked in and crushed into oblivion. The power being too much for it to even begin to understand, crushing it without a single remain left. There was a slug attached to Naruto. However, Naruto did not need the help of their abilities. The human path tried to stab him with rods. Over to the tree where Nagato was, Konan saw it. He was sweating. She could feel it from here. The power was permeating the entire sky. The heavens were crying. Things got worse when Naruto jumped into the heavens and grabbed lightning itself. He hurled the lightning like a spear, eradicating two of them like it was nothing, as he was able to split the lightning like splitting a wood in half. Hurling them, he controlled it like a whip. Sasuke, Uchiha, and the others arrive on the scene. However, Tsunade summons told them to stay back, as Naruto was causing massive destruction in the vicinity. A god was understanding not to mess with the true Sun God. Almighty push! Tendo tried to hit Naruto, but Naruto grabbed the force. Confusion and shock as Naruto grabbed the repelling force and threw it into the sky. It made no sense. He tried to pull Naruto, but Naruto peeled off the attraction force and slammed it on the ground. The ground was rooted towards Tendo. Naruto kicked through it and launched him out of the village. The only remaining path as Naruto chased after him. When Naruto landed in the vicinity, Tendo released a small black ball. The entire place started to rise. His goal to capture Naruto. Naruto was pulled upwards as he tried to stuck himself to the ground, but he was launched. As the attack started to grow and grow and grow, Naruto expanded. Naruto towered over it. His hand became so large. Naruto grabbed the massive spear in the sky and held it. He started to pull and pull as he ripped the gravity force out of it. Literally, controlling the massive ball, Naruto dropped it. Tendo was much too small to evade the attack, which was much too big as he was crushed. Literally, the entire vicinity of Konoha shook, as Naruto wasted no time and raced towards where the real pain was. He knew where he was. Naruto could literally feel him, his power, his connection. As Naruto ran through the trees started to change. You could see the way nature energy was affecting him and around him. The trees turning all different colors, the land changing. Naruto blew the top of the tree off. Immediately, the rod was launched, but Naruto grabbed it. Naruto spun and slapped Konan out of the sky. She crashed into the ground. She tried to get up, but Naruto performed the infinite clone reel. Naruto created a film reel of past version of himself, all attacking her. She dodged the first. However, the next 150 hit her. Konan was bruised and bloody on the ground, as Naruto was not holding back. The power, always so focused on joy and happiness, due to Naruto overwhelming anger, was warping his sense of morals. You can see that from him not hesitating in the slightest. So you've come for me, Ninetales? No, not you, said Naruto. Just your eyes. No hesitation, Naruto stretched his arm. Pain rose his hand. Almighty push, he said, trying to block Naruto, but Naruto punched it and cracked it like glass. He grabbed him by the neck and slammed him before reaching in and ripping out both of his eyes. Naruto held them in his hand. He saw what he did. If he can, what's to stop him from doing it as well? He just needed an extra boost. If the situation was not loony, it would have looked rather gruesome as Naruto removed both of his eyes before he slammed Nagato's eyes into his. They weren't functioning correctly as Naruto started to slap the side of his head until they were perfectly formulated. Immediately, information started to run into his mind. And Naruto understood. His reality altering is space bending, allowing him to do things that not even someone like Nagato, with the Rinnegan for many years now, was able to accomplish in terms of understanding everything like that. Naruto slammed both of his hands together. He could feel the amount of power that was needed. However, Naruto went into this knowing that he would survive. His space warping bending reality ability, the Gear 5 tied to his own chakra, which was a source of life. Naruto ripped out the empty bottle of sage energy. As he started to gather more, Naruto filled it before as he slammed it back in his chest. Once again, Naruto's body surged with so much power, combining all of those along with his new eyes. Naruto brought everyone back. Within Konoha, everyone was waking up. Kakashi Hatake opened his eye. Confusion. The people started to rise, the dead started to rise. However, Naruto collapsed on the ground. It took a lot more out of him than he thought. As Naruto turned into an old man, as he collapsed, unable to move. At least he wasn't dead though, after reviving so much people. As he lay there, Konan woke up. She woke up and saw the state Nagato was in. She slowly created a paper shuriken with the intention to end the life of Naruto, but a sword slammed through her back, courtesy of Sasuke Uchiha. Sakura landed as well, as she looked towards the corpse in the chair, but it was Naruto. She checked his pulse. She could barely feel anything. "This is bad. Really bad," she said. Naruto wasn't sure what time it was when he finally woke up. However, there was so much things in his tent. Naruto looked around. He was in a hospital tent. His skin color was still gray. It was just 3 days after when Naruto got to his feet and stepped out. People started to see him, as the others had stepped away, rushing to his aid. Naruto was surprised. Sasuke and Sakura told everyone what happened. He was the reason why they were all alive. It was the first time Naruto saw them cheer him so much. Once Naruto was back to full health, he told the higher heads that there was no need to get a new Hokage. Naruto literally breathed the life back into Tsunade. She wasn't dead, but she was in a comatose state due to the Rinnegan, which did not really change much from its rather broken ability. Naruto recovered much faster though, as Naruto was able to give her mouth to mouth, each breath empowering her, each breath making her stronger. She opened her eyes as Naruto smiled towards her. She was back. Time skip. It did not take too long for word to hail from the land of lightning. Before Tsunade knew it, she was accompanied by Kakashi Hatake and Might Guy as they made their way towards the land of iron. She made Naruto stay within the village, making sure that he was protected here, as even though she was quite sure that he was the most powerful at the moment, she just wanted to make sure that nothing would caught them off guard. However, war. Yes, you heard that right. War. Within the depths of somewhere dark, after the meeting, two men could be seen. The Akatsuki was crushed. However, Kabuto Yakuji, he was alive. Yes, he was. He was with the Sound 4. Each of the members had grown, but their strength was ridiculous, controlling armies of sound ninjas. Kabuto had boosted their power in his own way. He himself turned into some sort of decrepit monstrosity. Yes, he did. as he was now mostly snake. Yes, and very powerful as well, and very dangerous as well. Kabuto was with the masked man. You see, at the meeting, the others tried to say that Naruto should be confined. Even made Terumi at first. Naruto was the only Jinchuriki left. Yes, the only one. The Eight Tails was taken by a strange masked man. So when the Raikage saw him, he tried to kill him. But he was unable to touch him. The only person that was able to touch him was Naruto, which worried him slightly. However, he did have the power of the Eight-Tailed Beasts and an army. Gaara refused. Yes, he refused to give up Naruto. Tsunade's answer was already clear. As they turned towards him, none of them were going to live in a false reality. However, Gaara refused to take Naruto off the battlefield. He saw that as stupid. He was one of their most powerful assets. Then again, one of their most powerfulest weakness, because if the Akatsuki got him, however, they will need his strength. But it was going to be much harder than you think to convince Naruto not to fight, so that alone was going to be a problem. When the chaos truly started, Naruto decided to make the numbers quite literally, well, crazy. Sasuke Uchiha was along with Company 3, along with several other ninjas of Konoha. Sasuke was high up in the ranks in terms of power, and that was very clear. Able to annihilate a massive group of Zetsus with a single arrow from his Susanoo blade. It seems that the Uchiha was also getting a bit jealous, as someone asked Sakura out during the chaos. Well, she was in the medical bay. Sasuke was there as well. A guy from Kumo asked her out. However, she denied his claim. You could see the little smile on Sasuke's face. While that was going on, every single company started to get backup. Naruto created 1,000,000 clone. Yes, you heard that right. The real Naruto sat with the Kages. As Naruto created 1,000,000 clone, able to generate nature energy while seated and calm. All of them were being funneled by his power and his crazy warping ability on a smaller scale, but still. Because of his action, the tide of war changed immediately. 99% of the shinobi survived throughout the chaos. These new reanimations that were coming in were pinned down and destroyed. The Sealing team taking them down as Naruto held them down. Naruto kept on using them as he became a hive, with him being the main mind as he could see the battlefield. He could see everyone, he could see everything through their eyes. His constant giggling. The leader started to wonder if he was going mad. However, Tsunade brushed it off. That is just the way he is. As the enemy was being outclassed and outdone, that is when he decided to pull out the big guns. Yes, he did. Naruto could feel his clones getting slaughtered. As he described the man, wondering where he's seen that image before. As Naruto remembers strolling through the Valley of the End when they were going on a mission, when reinforcements from the other side of the battle sent back their word about the one they were facing, things became more problematic and crazy in every sense of the word. However, something unusual was taking place. He claimed to have the power of the tail beasts, but so far there has been nothing. Yes, just the reanimations and the Zetsu, but no tail beasts. Naruto spam his clone all over the entire world. They found something in a hidden boneyard area. Naruto found it. His clone snuck in and saw the massive structure. Sitting down, he also saw the caster of the jutsu, the one controlling this reanimation. Naruto, the original, decided to go after him. Naruto gripped out towards reality. So did his clone as both of them swapped places. They swapped places and now were in different spaces, informing the leaders that he will be handling the threat to ensure that they stop once and for all. But they decide to go after Madara Uchiha. They will be the one to take him down, and that was a promise. As all 5 leaders gather, ready to take down the threat, chaos started to take place around the elemental nation. Nuta clones started to warp reality in a way that, well, it was causing more damage. Reanimation started to be blinked out of reality and reappear back into reality as a different form of themselves. Their age, their description, their features started to change. As Naruto realized what was going on, it was a mental strain. Too much imagination. The power was simply stretching too thin. Too much imagination. It was for that brief moment when Naruto staggered. Tayuya, her monstrosity known as a Doki, crushed Naruto into the ground. As they caught him, they had him. However, Naruto started to lessen down his clones. As the numbers of reanimations and Zetsus were dropping, Naruto grabbed her and threw her through the wall. Kabuto tried to get out of there. Unfortunately though, Naruto wasn't about to allow that to happen, as he plucked out one of his ear. Over to the other side, Sasuke Uchiha was looking down towards Itachi. After a rather epic battle, Itachi Uchiha was on the ground. However, he was smiling. For what reason? Sasuke did not know. His brother had died a long time ago. This was just someone using a memory of him. Itachi was the only person able to break the reanimation. He heard the company speaking back that the caster was being attacked by Naruto Uzumaki. Having heard everything that he needed to know, he fought his final battle with his brother, which ended in Sasuke's victory, as he smiled as he got defeated. Back with Naruto, with a simple word, bam, boom, Naruto could create the literal effects in mid-air by speaking, causing the bodies of his enemies to crush under so much force. Kabuto Yakushi was backing away as Naruto grabbed his chakra and stripped it. Just for a time though, literally grabbing the source of his power. Naruto grabbed onto his transformation and ripped it off of him, literally creating 2 Kabutos. He opened his mouth and devoured one of them, keeping him in his belly. Naruto then used the Sage energy to destroy him. Kabuto was back to his fragile self, his power taking a while to restore. Naruto looked down towards him, as Kabuto told him there was no point. There was no stopping this technique, and if he dies it will go on endlessly. Naruto thought how to solve this. An idea popped into his mind. He pulled out a massive sketchbook out of his ears. He then grabbed Kabuto and forced him into the pages, literally. Naruto then started to write his own ending, as he watched all the information coming from Kabuto's mouth in text form. Naruto then grabbed it and proceeded to swallow it and learn how to undo the technique. As he stopped it, unfortunately though, Madara Uchiha was much too strong for that, finding a way to go beyond it. Naruto found himself a bit exhausted. The strain of what took place with the clones were now affecting him that the battle was over. However, he had to go to the battlefield. Naruto made his way, shocked when he saw all the Kages, even Tsunade. Using more clones, Naruto took them away, putting more of a strain on him as reality around him started to fracture slightly. You could see the cracking of the sky. Madara Uchiha looked down. "So you're the one causing all of this fuss," he said. Naruto wasn't here to talk, just to end this. However, he was weaker. He was weakened in this moment. And Madara, with the reanimated body, was a monster, stronger than all the others that Naruto faced. But even then, Naruto started to hit him back, harder and harder and harder. Unfortunately though, Madara decided that he was going to let some of his power loose and summon the Susanoo. "You gotta be kidding me," said Naruto, gazing upwards. But even then he didn't stop smile. He was surprised though. The Nine Tails. "What now?" said Naruto. "Sorry, can't really talk. In the middle of a rather drastic battle that will determine the fate of the entire world. This threat is greater than everything else. And if you're captured, I will be captured as well. So I'll lend you some power," he said. "You will?" "Yes." Naruto has never asked the fox for power ever, but creating a million clones. The moment that Naruto had gotten up, he stopped being a sentient mind to all of them. He simply became the one distributing his power. He had a lot of it due to his shifting of reality itself, but during the fight with Kabuto, he had no idea just how much that took out of him. And there were still a couple of clones out there. That is why his strength was not recovering. As the fox started to leak some chakra under the cage. "I'm afraid that's not gonna do," said Naruto as he simply grabbed the seal and ripped it off. And literally placed it on the ground, once again defying logic and reality itself. The fox was free within Naruto. "So how about it?" said Naruto. "Help me defeat this guy. And after this, I'll free you." "I'm sure that it won't kill me," said Naruto. "As you can see, I'm really hard to kill." The Nine Tails looked down towards Naruto's fists. As Naruto was smiling, looking up towards him. It looked towards Naruto for a long moment. It reached out and knocked fists with him. By the way, the moment the fox told Naruto his name, the power surged. You see, one power was great. Two power was magnificent. The addition of chakra was magnificent. The Rinnegan eyes was superb. But now, combining that with the fox power, everything changed. Literally everything changed. The fatigue vanished away as Naruto changed. Naruto was now wearing a strange clothing made from the comics itself. Naruto could see it. He could see it all. His clones now had the power to simply rest their hand on someone and reverse the damage like ripping out a page. Naruto bounced on the ball of his heels. Madara dropped his sword as Naruto blocked it with his tongue. Yes, you heard that right. Sticking his tongue out, Naruto blocked it, confusing the Uchiha. Naruto had become something superb, something unreal, something even more than before. Naruto became the imaginary sage god, or the cartoon god if you want to call him that. He glowed with white chakra ink. His thoughts could be seen around him. Naruto could sketch anything into reality. Naruto literally pulled a massive pencil out and erased Madara's massive blade. He then erased the legs of the Susanoo. He then erased Madara's eyes, so the man could not see. Naruto started to hit Madara all across the elemental nation. Yes, you heard that right. Naruto was literally skipping across the planet, hitting the Uchiha. Naruto once knocked him into the heavens. He surpassed the clouds and went into space, as Naruto created a portal into space by drawing the distance between here and there and simply skipping out. He pulled Madara back down and hit him in the ground, like a meteor hit the earth, creating a drastic explosion. For the final act though, as Madara struggled, confused why he was feeling pain, as Naruto was allowing him to feel the pain. Naruto pulled out a sketchbook and bound it with his words. He grabbed the Uchiha and forced them inside of it, trapping Madara in there. Naruto then grabbed it and launched it into space, where it will drift for the rest of eternity. The Uchiha was sealed and you will never ever escape. Ever. Turning his head to the side, Naruto grabbed the little creature, Zetsu. He was watching the entire time. Naruto rewrote Zetsu out of reality, literally erasing him and his entire concept. The power vanished soon after though, but it was still there. A godly, unbelievable power. Naruto collapsed on his butt. We did it, he said. Throwing his head back and laughed. We did it. He was happy. Overwhelmingly so. He was happy. Time skip. A lot took place after that. For one thing, the world now realized that Naruto was above literally everyone. His power, his concept, everything was just drastic. Evil always find a way. Yes, it always does. The masked man was taken care of as Naruto. Naruto erased him after seeing who was under the mask. After freeing the Nine Tails, Naruto did not know it, but the next time he stepped into his mindscape, Naruto saw his parents. He met them, he spoke to them. It was just their chakra. Naruto wanted to bring them back, but their time had already passed. Same for Jiraiya as well, as he believed they were somewhere happy. And they were happy right now. If their deaths had happened right in front of him, now he would have brought them back, of course. But so much time has passed. But Naruto believed that he could literally rewrite their death. He hadn't tried it, but he believed he could do it, and he could do anything that he believed. Naruto erased who was the masked man out of his mind. After finding out who he was, he did not want to put Kakashi through that, so he erased the thought out of his head. Yes, he erased it completely. It did not take too long after that where Danzo tried to control Naruto. In the end, all the root ninjas were free. He tried to use Shisui's eye on him, but Naruto was able to literally rip that out of his own mind. Naruto was able to find out things about the past. Things that he once again delete out of his own memory, that he would not even remember. The only other person that he told was Tsunade. After Danzo's action, everything that was uncovered except for one thing was brought up. The Uchiha massacre was kept a secret. Tsunade was the only one that knew it. Naruto could not have that memory and have Sasuke as a friend, because so much has happened, especially with his brother. Sasuke believed that he was the enemy. Sasuke was just starting to move on with his life. Him and Sakura. So Naruto decided to take that and erase it from his mind. Tsunade was the only one that knew. They used that to get rid of Danzo as they locked him away. In one of Naruto's sketch. Yes, he locked Danzo in a painting, where he will remain until he, die by natural causes. Even though he's trapped inside, he will still age. Time went by like that. Before Naruto knew it, he was all grown up. Naruto never truly desired to be Hokage. After his power, he never desired that. A lot of things had changed. However, the village had their first Uchiha Hokage, Sasuke Uchiha. Things became a lot more problematic when the moon threatened to destroy the world, as they learned a lot about the Osutskis, about this, about that. Tenori Osusuke tried to blow up the earth. Luckily, Naruto saved everyone, and Hinata confessed what she felt for him. Naruto never truly thought about love or anything like that, but they could get to know one another. After a couple of weeks of dating, he almost punched himself for not seeing it. He almost punched himself once again for not realizing how wonderful she was. Before Naruto knew it, he was all grown up. Naruto was now quite aware that there were other threats out there. But at the moment, Naruto was observing his son. His name was Boruto. Boruto Uzumaki. As Naruto gazed down towards him, he was taking part in the Chunin exams. His son and daughter also possess ability like him, on a smaller scale. Well, for now they were young. However, Boruto was kicking all of the opponent's ass, every last one of them. As he made his way to the finals, Sasuke was there. Sasuke had a son and a daughter. He named his son Aizuno Uchiha. His daughter was Sadara Uchiha. They were also in the exams as well. Unfortunately though, just like their Chunin exams, this one was interrupted as Tenori, after Naruto had restored his eyes, after they had talking to him after besting him, telling him that he can't just come and take Hinata. They allowed him to live as he stood on the moon as a guard, as a watcher. He came down to earth bloody and bruised. He was running from something after he tried to go out and explore to find the threat that he told Naruto about. The team made their way down there. What happened? Naruto questioned. His words made everyone quite aware that this was serious. They're coming. They're all coming, he said. Who? The Osutskis. But guys, I'm being so right here. Think of this as part 1 to this movie. If you would like to see a sequel like part 2, yeah, I can do that for you guys. But yeah, tell me what you think. I had a lot of fun creating this. And if you enjoyed, just destroy that red subscribe button, and thank you once again. So without further ado or wasting more time, I'm out. Peace guys.